Hi Libra, welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to move further into the new love by doing another spread about you and your soulmates, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to get a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. All right. Okay, Libra. The overall energy for this week's reading is the Seven of Wands. So this is talking about, like, you know, you could be holding yourself back, like trying to protect your energy, okay, because of the things that you've been through. And I feel like your person may be in this energy as well. Underneath this is the Ace of Pentacles. This is talking about having a fresh new start in love, something long-term, something stable, committed, and grounded. Underneath this is the Page of Cups. Water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is Pisces energy. Like I have to say, like I said, for it, this talks about a love offer, but for a small percentage of you, don't take this message if it's not yours. The people that it applies to, they know who I'm talking to. For a small percentage of you, you had a false start with your soulmate. So this is about this person coming back in and apologizing, okay? For others of you, this is just a love offer that's coming, you know, coming into the connection. All right. Underneath this is the Queen of Pentacles, earth sign or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is again talking about you see each other as the one, and it's about having that long-term, stable, and committed relationship, like a life partner. And then with the Six of Cups, this is a past life connection for the both of you. And with the Fool, you're both wanting to take a leap of faith. And with the Parish card, this is about transformation. Okay. All right. So we're going to start by clarifying this Seven of Wands. Okay. Here we go. You know who trying to come in, so it just like give me a second because all the cards are flipping over. Oh Lord. Oof. Good Lord. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna show you for those that are curious, because sometimes I get questions in the comments about what card it was I put to the side. So this is about you and your twin butting heads and arguing. The love still burns. They still in love with you. Then we've got the karmic relationship here. It's talking about them. Always sneaking around, lying about things. Personalities clash. Okay, you got all them cards, all these cards. That's why it took me so long to begin the reading. Look, I could do a whole reading with this. Okay, anyway, so when it comes to you, Libra, you might be dealing with a Scorpio, because Scorpio was in my head. I was about to say Scorpio. So we've got you. And I feel like this is your person too. You've both been in connections where you were abandoned, okay? You were left out in the cold and not committed to, even though you committed to this person, right? You got this person coming in, this new person. They love your scent. It could be your body, you know, scent, or it could be your perfume, or both, okay? Then we have the blocked card. I feel like this is talking about this twin, like you blocking this twin. They could have blocked you, okay? And it says, it stings to be blocked, but try not to take it personally. Value those who value you and don't chase the ghost. The reason why I read this card is because this is the theme that I always talk about. Hold on. This is the theme that I always talk about. This is the new season. This is the new identity you're in, Libra. This is about you only catering to people who cater to you. And you still need to be discerning about the people who are coming towards you, because for some of you, you know, you're on a glow up. Okay, well, all of you are on a glow up if you're doing what you're supposed to do, right? Things are changing. Things are getting a lot better than they were before, right? Before everything that, you know, the fallout that happened with this person from the past. The reason why I'm talking about this is because some of y'all are going to start to have visitors. And I'm talking about this person because you see how many times they tried to come into the reading because they see you glowing up and they're not doing well. So this is somebody who wants to come in and grab onto your coattails and ride the wave with you, right? Because a lot of you may be getting money. A lot of you, you know, are, like I said, blowing up or glowing up in your career or your business. Like I said, could be having new cars, you know, new places to stay, all these things. And this person, their life is going down the drain. So that's why I'm talking about this card, to give you the heads up that if you haven't already seen this person, or maybe even if you have, they may show their face again, okay, soon, because they're showing up here. All right, then we got the physical passion card. It says this connection is charged with desire. Just make sure hearts aren't getting lost in the heat, okay? So, you know, this, you and this person, I tell y'all all the time, with this soulmate, you know, the energy and the tension between you is going to be palpable. And when I talk about tension, I'm talking about sexual tension, okay? So you may get into spontaneous arguments with this person, but it's not from a place of negativity. It's the tension and it's the passion between the two of you, okay? You may find yourself getting angry at this person for no damn reason, and vice versa. And the reason being the sexual tension, because you know it has to play out. Because you know that when you watch movies and shit like that, and you read books and you see how the people are going at it, and you be like, oh, they're gonna end up in bed together. It's gonna be that type of thing, okay? But I don't feel like it's a like a negative thing or some type of toxic thing. It's just the passion between the two of you. It's gonna manifest in a lot of different ways. Like I said, you wanting to tear each other's clothes off, you know, and it could be for some of you that's where y'all go in the beginning. And I'm not judging nobody, because I know what that passion feels like. It's like you feel like if you don't like deal with it, it's like you feel like you're gonna explode. So I can't even say anything about that. I'm not just, because I'm like, we adults. Whatever you feel like you need to do, like I said, because the person you sleeping with love you. So to me, you know, it is what it is. I'm not judging nobody, okay? All right, let me pull some cards for your person. Okay, so when it comes to your person, we've got the answer is yes, and we also have the nostalgia card. So this person is thinking back about the past. Okay, I feel like, you know, rectifying is what I hear in my head. Like they're trying to, you know, rectify certain things, you know, make sure that they've forgiven who they need to forgive, and, you know, set things right in certain areas of their life. Because like I told you, this person is trying to be in the best energy they can be in when they step into this connection with you. Okay. All right. And then we have mistakes. Yeah. So this person may have felt like they made a lot of mistakes. It says misunderstood, victim, lost soul. They're getting out of this energy. They're forgiving themselves and forgiving other people. Okay. All right. So the first placement we're going to talk about it's called soul split. It says, how does this person indicate they're an extension of you? So we got the 3 of Wands. This person is waiting for their ships to come in, i.e. you, just like you're waiting for them to come in as well. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. See, and then look at this, the woman in this card, right? She's got a skull in her hand, and that reminds me of card number 13, the Parish card, which I can't say the word for whatever reason. But it's like this person, you know, is going through a transformation while they're waiting, or the both of you are, while you're waiting on the other person to show up. Okay. So we've got reinvention. See, what did I just tell you? This card was turned over. I didn't even know it said reinvention. Like I said, you can't make this up. Then we've got awakening. Like I said, you know, you're both, I feel like, going through a spiritual awakening. All right. Because it's about you being on this new timeline in order to be, you know, ready for each other. Okay. So we have obscurity here. It says secrets, mysteries, concealing. Okay. I feel like this person is so curious about you. I told you they watch you all the time. I feel like at times, Libra, you may feel like a mystery to them, because they probably have certain questions about certain things, and you know, they're so excited, I feel like, to come in and to be able to talk to you about things that they want to know about you. Okay. All right, let's get some cards for you. Okay, it's gonna be one of these reads. Okay, so we got breakup, makeup, and then we have needs to go through spiritual healing. You know who that is. We throwing it to the side. So your person, you and your person are telepathically sending each other love songs, you and the soulmate. Hold on, let me see if I can get another card. I'm like, is the whole reading gonna be about the twin? And then we got working on self-insecurities. Okay, so this is about you working on those things where you're lacking. Remember, I tell you this. You know, it's not just about you healing. It's about you finding those areas in your life where you're not settled. You're not where you want to be. Like some of you are not where you want to be in your career. You're working a dead-end job. You know, you have other ideas of what it is that you want to do with your life. So now is the time for you to be researching and making those moves you need to make in order to head towards that. Okay. If you got some of you, I say this all the time. Some people need to get in, you know, may need to get in the gym. And, you know, because you want to be your best self when you step into, you know, step in front of your person. And then, like I said, some of y'all going to be taking your damn clothes off. So you might want to be ready for that. So I'm saying all this to say that it's not just about your self-insecurities. These things that I'm talking about, they contribute to your self-insecurities. Because think about it. If you not, let me tell you this. Let me give you an example. Like if I wasn't doing what I love, if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't feel like myself. Okay. I'm not saying that what I do for a living makes me, but this is what I came here to do. It's like one of my missions. So every area of your life that you don't feel settled in, it's taking away from you being able to stand in your power and know your worth and know who you are. Because even though it doesn't make you, it's still part of your identity. So that's why I'm telling you, every one of these areas where there, you know, it isn't where you want it to be, you're not on the level you want to be at, it like takes from you. It's not settled. It's like you are coming together, okay? You're all these new parts, right? Because you're identifying differently and you're coming together. And when you come together, I'm talking about with yourself. I'm not talking with this new person. But when you come together, it's like all of these different little things that make up who you are. And if one of them is not on the level that you want it to be on, that's something you need to be working on to try to get better. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get one more card. Oh, well, Spirit gave me two. So we have Secret Admirer. I hear in my head, there's an old song, Secret Lover. That's what I hear in my head. So it says Secret Admirer. There's someone in your orbit who's totally into you, but they haven't found the nerve to make a move. Okay. Then we have Living the Dream. It says living the dream isn't a solo gig. Every day feels like the best plot twist when you're with the one you love. And let me tell you this, you don't want to be with this person and still be, I'm not saying that there won't be things that you'll need to still continue to work on, but like your career or your business, that's a big thing to not have on the, you know, either on the level you want it to be on or headed in that direction. Because think about how much it takes, especially if you want to do your own business. Think about how much work and effort and all that stuff it takes in order for you to put something like that together and get it going. So if that's what you want to do, that's the direction you're headed in, that's what it seems like to you when you do your self-assessment, then you need to be putting your all into that now, because you're not going to have time to do that like you want to when you in a relationship with somebody, because you got to have time for everything. You got to find a way to make time for everything. And I'm not saying that you can't make time for both, but what I am saying is that, especially if you have your own business, anybody that has their own business knows what I'm saying is true. When you begin a business, it's like you married. That's what you married to is the business. You ain't married to your person. You gotta kind of pull some of your attention away from them a little bit, because this has to consume you until you get it to a certain level. And once you get it to a certain level, then you're able to relax and be like, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that. Because for me, I feel like for a lot of people, career is a big one, because, you know, it's how you take care of yourself. You know, like I told you, it contributes to how you see yourself. Because, you know, a lot of us, even though a lot of you that I'm talking to on this channel, I know I have a lot of men too, but I have an exponentially larger amount of women. And, you know, even though we're women, we still define ourselves by our shit. If we are being totally honest, it's not just the relationships, it's your career too. Because if you have a career, you have something that you really love to do, you want to thrive. That's normal. That's normal to feel like that and to want to do that. But I know it's even more important for men, because that's one of the ways that they define themselves more by career than we do. We normally define ourselves by our relationships. But like I said, I'm not putting everybody in a box. It could be different for everybody. But I'm saying from what I know, you know, there are some women out there that's how they define themselves, by their relationships. And then, you know, when you have something like this going, this is part of it too. Because like for me, I'm proud when people are like, oh, well, what you do? And I'm like, oh, I got a channel on YouTube or whatever. And I'll be all excited and stuff like that, and wanting to talk about it and wanting to share it and stuff like that. And that you should be like that about whatever it is that you do. And so if you don't feel like that, or you feel like you at a dead end job and it's going nowhere, or you getting mistreated at work and all that stuff, it's time for you to make some adjustments. Okay. I'm not saying to just quit your job and be like, fuck this, you know, that's it, it's the end of it. I'm not telling you to do that, because I didn't do that. Okay. I'm telling you, you gotta just be trying to put the two together. You know how you do, you have that transition period where you're still working the job, and then you're working your business, and then you keep going until you phase the job out. That's what I'm saying. Those are the types of moves that you need to be making. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Okay, so the next placement we're going to look at. Did I get cards for your person? Yes. Okay, so the next placement we're going to look at talks about soul complement. It says, how does this person amplify you, Libra, or show you how to be better? Okay. Okay, so we got 3 cards that fell. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy. We've got the 2 of Pentacles showing up here, and we have the 3 of Swords. So this person, I feel like, is going to show you, help you to heal. Like I said, the residue, I always tell y'all the residue, this person is not coming in to rescue you. You are rescuing yourself. That is why you're supposed to be standing in that 9 of Pentacles energy, that Emperor or Empress energy, because this is about you knowing, this is about the relationship with yourself, and you knowing who you are authentically, and knowing that you, no matter what, you can take care of yourself, and knowing that no matter what, you're good. Okay. So we got the 3 of Swords showing up here, and I feel like it's about, you know, you helping each other to heal the last few parts, the last few bits of the things that you have left to heal. Okay. Using that energy to do it with the Hermit, Virgo energy. And then with the 2 of Pentacles, you know, it's about, you know, putting it into the juggling. Like, you've made your choice, because you're going to have to choose, remember? So this is about you making your choice. This person's going to show you how they're going to treat you, and show you that you can have a better life with them, so that you can make an informed decision about who you choose to be with. I know most of you are choosing this person, the soulmate, but, you know, I got to put that out there, because there may be some outliers that are out here, you know, that still want to be with their twin. Okay. All right, let's clarify. Okay, so when it comes to your person, again, they are ascending, and they are purging. They are letting go of the things that no longer serve them. All right. And so, like I said, you should be doing the same thing as well. See, they're getting ready for this commitment, for marriage, promises, fidelity. Okay. I told you, I hear it again. Ain't no half stepping. That's what I hear in my head. That rap song, ain't no half stepping. So this person, like I said, they're taking this 100% seriously. Excuse me. They're not playing around when it comes to this, because this is like a big life change, right? To come in and come into a relationship with somebody with whom you're going to be, you know, is going to be your life partner, especially when you have not experienced anything like this before. Okay. All right, let's get some cards for you. So we got the 2 of Cups showing up here, strong connection, mutual attraction. And then look, expecting, leaving a legacy. That is beautiful. Okay. Whether you birth a business or you birth a child. Okay. Or, you know, the 2 of you have a family together, or you blend your families, or do both. Okay. So like I said, both of you are stepping into this, and it's like I said, it's major life changes, like life changes that you can't come back from. Okay. And I don't mean to say that like it's ominous, but, you know, I feel like it's a beautiful thing. It's something you should be excited about. So we've got the same mistake card showing up here. It says different face, same emotional fallout. Until you choose differently, you'll keep attracting the same script. So what Spirit is telling you is, if you don't do your healing, if you don't affect the changes that they're recommending that you do, It don't matter who come into your life. You're going to experience the same shit you was experiencing with these past people. And so I know a lot of y'all don't want that. That's why I hammer it all the time. You got to heal yourself. You need to fix your life. This is about you standing on your own 2 feet alone. That is why the separation is here. Because it's about you and this person solo, you know, living that single life, living the best life, being the best person you can be. It's about you becoming authentically who you are so you can allow each other to love each other the way that you should for who you truly are, and not the mask you used to wear, the way you used to portray things, the way people used to make you feel like you weren't enough or like you had to be a certain way. I feel like a lot of that shit comes from childhood, right? Because if you didn't act a certain way, you didn't do certain things, you got punished, right? People made you see that your authentic self, no, you can't show that. Like if you wanted to be angry, right? You know how to, if you don't, who heard this before? If you don't stop, what is it? You don't stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about. If you don't stop being angry, I'll give you something to be angry about. That type of stuff. It's like, you need to be allowed to be who you truly are, to have whatever feelings you need to have, and so on and so forth, because feelings and emotions, they're not dirty. They're not dirty. They're a part of who we are. And the more we suppress and suppress and suppress, it shows up in other ways. By making bad mistakes, picking people who, play out those same patterns that you had as a child, right? Oh, you needy. You want too much. Why you asking me for this? Why you asking me for that? And the gaslighting and the, trying to make you feel bad and them treating you any kind of way. And then you believing that because you've been exposed to it for so long that the way that they treat you is the way you're supposed to be treated. And them trying to condition you or groom you to make you think that that's what a relationship is supposed to be about, because they want to take advantage. It's enough of all that shit. It's enough of all the fucking trauma. It's enough of all that stuff. It's time for all that to end, okay? All right, let's move forward. Okay, next placement we're going to look at talks about what's the lesson. What is it you haven't learned so far, Libra? Okay, so we got 3 cards that fell. We got the 7 of Cups showing up here. We also have the 7 of Pentacles, and we have the King of Wands. Okay, fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Hold on one second. So this can be about patience and about planting your seed. You may not have learned how to do that yet, but patience, I feel like, is a big thing. That's why this is coming up. Then we've got the 7 of Cups here, right? It's talking about, having a lot of options and choices and being confused. I feel like the reason why this card is coming up is Spirit is saying this is about you learning discernment so that you're not confused when you're faced with a lot of different cups. Because I was listening to somebody that was talking about this the other day, and they were saying how just because you have a lot of options, it doesn't mean that they're the right options. Because I always tell you, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. Because you could have fucking 50 people that want to be with you, Libra, and all of them could be trash except for like 1 or 2, because if they not coming in the spirit, and the 2 of you are not eye to eye on what it is that you want and what it is they want, you're wasting each other's time. That's why I said I'm all about transparency and people just being honest about what the fuck they want. Let's just be honest, and you tell me what the fuck you want, I tell you what the hell I want, and then we can discuss about who is willing to do what. It would save everybody a lot of damn problems. But you got people out there that want to play with you, that want to play games, they think it's funny, all this kind of stuff. But like I said, karma is a bitch. It knows where you live, baby. It knows where you live. So we got the King of Wands here. This is talking about your person, I feel like. You don't know what it's like to have a protector, male or female. Because, like I said, make it fit, guys. Queen of Wands, okay? You don't know what it's like to have a protector. You don't know what it's like to have somebody that have your back. Somebody that is just all into you, that is devoted to you, that admires you, that, is enamored by you, that adores you, I feel like you don't know what that's like. And I think that's fucked up. That all these years have gone by and you don't know what it's like for somebody to just truly want you just for you and not for all this other shit, That's why Spirit is talking about make sure, you got your money in order. Make sure, you know who you are, all these things. Because, look, you got your divine masculine coming in. And so You want somebody, because to me, that's the sexiest fucking thing in the world. For somebody to just look at you and be like, they want you because they want you, baby. Okay? It says wanting to travel the world with you, right? You and this person, y'all are going to have a lot of fun adventures together. And it's what you deserve, Libra. Okay? And then that's part of the healing too, because some of y'all don't even believe you fucking deserve to have this, because you've been through so much shit and you've been conditioned to believe that all you deserve is fucking trauma and abuse and people mistreating you and people telling you that you ain't this, that you don't deserve this. And it's time to get out of that. And the way you get out of it is by healing yourself, okay? And making your life what it is that you've always wanted it to be. So we've got the feeling trapped card here. It says feeling trapped isn't part of the love deal. If there's no key in sight, it might be time to break free. A lot of you have felt like this. You've been in relationships that were so fucked up. You felt like you was locked up in jail, like you couldn't get away from these people. And they just loving it, eating it up, doing all this crazy stuff. And so, like I said, it's time for all of that to end, okay? All right, let's pull some cards for your person. So we have, see, look, there it is again, the patience card. So your person is being patient, right? And while they're being patient, they're focusing on their inner child, inner childhood wounds. They're focusing on healing themselves. Because like I told you, they won't look, I hear it again in my head, ain't no half stepping. This person knows what the assignment is and they're doing what they need to do. They're nourishing themselves. Self-growth. They're focusing on self-growth. They're being self-focused, and it says soul finding at the bottom of the card. Okay. So it's like they're giving themselves, they're filling in, you know how they say people have voids or holes that they be looking for other people to fill. I feel like that's what your person is doing. They're plugging in all their voids. They're healing all their voids, so they don't have anything for somebody to have to come and fill, because they're not looking for you to come in and, like I said, to save them. Okay, they're not trying to be a victim. They want to come in and the both of you stand toe to toe, sovereign beings on the same fucking level, and you just loving and being with each other and enjoying each other just because you want to be together, okay? And not because this one needs a bill paid or this one needs some place to stay or whatever, because all of that stuff, I'm telling you, you make fucked up choices. We done all been there, because I got stories about shit like that too. We've all been there on some level, and it don't have to even be things. It don't have to be money. It don't have to be a place to stay. It could be you need self-soothing. You need somebody that soothes you, or somebody that listens to you when you speak. All these types of things. There's a lot of different ways you can latch on to somebody, and it doesn't have to necessarily be these physical things. But I feel like those things we were just talking about, like the emotional and all those things like that, your person's going to come in and do them because they care for you. Like I said, they're devoted to you. They want to do them, and not because they trying to get, they need to sleep on your couch, or they need to sleep, they need a place to stay for at night. It's like you want them because of it. It's them, and them wanting you because it's you. Okay. All right, let's move forward. Okay, next question is, what's the blessing? It says, what is it you've missed so far while focusing on the negatives or the worry or the doubt? Okay, let's see what Spirit says. Okay, so we've got the 5 of Wands, and we also have the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands can talk about, communication, that you may, you got communication coming, and a lot of you don't even see it because you're so upset about this person not showing up. And I told you, it's going to come out of nowhere. It's going to be when you least expect it, when you got your head buried somewhere else and you ain't even thinking about this person, or it's some moment that you feel like it's the most inopportune moment. That's when I feel like this person is going to come in, because Spirit got jokes, baby. Okay, just like they like to test us. I think they think it's funny when they test us too, but I think they think it's funny too when they do shit like this. Okay, then we got the 5 of Wands. So this is talking about competition. I feel like a lot of you don't see yourselves. You don't see how attractive you are. You don't see all of the things that you have going for you. But once you start to heal yourself and you step into your fucking identity and you get your life together, baby, you're going to be shining bright like a diamond. And these people going to be coming in out of the woodwork, coming out of the woodwork looking for you, okay? And then there's going to be people competing, okay? But again, it is about you using that discernment, because everybody don't want the same thing. Everybody don't want what you want, okay? All right. Okay, so when it comes to your person, they being silent, okay? The two of you are together in the fifth dimension. Like I told you, it's just a matter of time before it shows up in the 3D. And, you know, they're focusing on understanding certain things, understanding things about themselves, about what they've gone through, and, you know, making good use of those lessons. So we've got finality showing up here. It's like farewells, leaving behind closure. So your person is putting a lot of things to bed, okay? You know, getting that closure, getting what they need. Like I told you, filling in those voids that, you know, that they might have, so they don't come in expecting you to fill them. And you should be doing the same thing, okay? All right, so when it comes to you, let's get some cards for you. Okay, we have, see, you're stepping into a period of happiness and contentment. But like I said, it's not going to be without its clouds, because we've got interfering temptations here. I told you, the twin and your person's ex, they not going to, what is this? What do they say? Go lightly into the dark? Say when somebody just, you know, or they not going just going to leave like that. They're going to be trying to, you know, F some shit up, because neither one of them wants you to move on. They're the type of people, like I say, you don't move on until I say you can move on. That type of narcissistic shit. That's what's going on both sides. Okay? All right. Let's move forward. And I think that's some crazy stuff. Like, cause it's like your twin thinks they own you, right? That's the energy they got. So we got, see, they mad. Friend zone. It says one of you wants more, but the other one only sees this as a friendship. You can't force chemistry when it's not there. That's what it is. Because a lot of you have walked away from this person. You ain't caring about them no more. But they are still trying to insert themselves. They are trying to manifest you and do all this crazy shit. But look, holding you back. It says you're dimming your light to keep the peace. Love should never require self-abandonment. So this is what they did. They held on to you like this. This is what they're trying to do. So that's why it's so important for you to look out for. Look, I hear it. Oh God. Is this song from you know, remember the first movie back in the day? It's an old movie, Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta. There was another one, a second one, a sequel, and it's called Saturday Night. What's Saturday Night Live? I can't remember. Whatever the second one was, the sequel was, that Sylvester Stallone, he did a cameo in it. His brother was in it, like singing in the club or whatever. But there's a song that his brother sings in the movie, and it's called Look Out for Number One. And that's what I hear. Spirit is telling you to look out for number one. Focus on yourself. Put yourself first, because you have to put yourself first. Because I keep telling y'all, Libra, if you don't put yourself first, nobody's gonna put you first. Okay? Because it's all a mirror. So if you don't do it, then nobody else is gonna do it. So we got false connection showing up here. It says the bond may be karmic, temporary, or just meant to teach. Either way, it's not what it appeared to be. Okay, hold on. Let me get one more. I'm trying to get your card, but the twin is trying to hijack. Okay, here we go. Digital love. It says you're vibing through the screens, but don't romanticize a connection that hasn't been tested in real life. This is just spirit saying, you know, pump your brakes. Don't go 100 miles an hour, because you know it be easy when you be loving love and y'all talking, you know, like them damn shows like the 90 Day Fiance and the, what is it, 90 Day the Other Way, all these things and stuff where they feel like they in love with the person. Like, for instance, I was actually watching was it The Other Way? I can't remember which one. It's one of the 90 Day things I was watching. And there's this girl, she's from the States, and she came all the way to the UK because there's this guy. She fell in love with the guy, and she was talking about how much they had in common and all this stuff. She went all the way to the UK, and then all of a sudden she started having misgivings. She was like, oh, I don't think I love you the way I thought I did, and all this kind of stuff. It was horrible because the dude really loved her, and it was just so devastating to just watch him and watch his face and that happening on camera and how embarrassing it was. So I feel like the reason why Spirit is talking about this is that they're just saying, you know, you got to experience the person in person as well. You know, you could know them and see them, you know, all the time, but it's not the same when the two of you get together. It's like, it's weird. You know that, because those of you that been dating on online dating and stuff like that, you know, when you go out with somebody, everybody done the damn online dating, and you go out with somebody and it's like weird because you used to either talking to them on the phone or FaceTiming or whatever the hell it is you do. It's not the same as being in somebody's energy and feeling everything you feel, smelling their breath, all that shit. All that stuff. None of that stuff is the same when you're on, you know, looking at somebody on the screen, or, you know, texting them and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing like being face to face with somebody, and that's when you can really truly assess what the hell is going on. So I feel like that's why that card is coming up. Okay, all right, let's move forward. Okay, so the next question is, what's the warning? So what is it you can learn that's going to help you to maintain this connection in a healthy manner? Okay, all right, so we got two cards that fell. We have the Nine of Swords here, and we've got the Strength card, Leo energy. So Spirit is telling you, believe in yourself, build up your courage, build up your inner strength, and stop fucking worrying about this. It is a destined connection. You are supposed to come together with this person. Remember that read we did? There was a read we did a few weeks ago. If you don't remember it, it's probably in this next supercut that I put out for Libra. So take a look at the Libra supercut when it comes out. And it talks about, there's a question in there at the very end of the read that talks about what it is you can't control. And it talks about this person coming in. Like Spirit, it was saying, it don't matter what you say, it don't matter what you do, this person's going to show up in your life. And you're going to have to make a decision on whether or not you want them in your life. But they coming, whether you want them to or not, because it's destined. It's like you and this person made a promise on the other side that you were going to come together in this lifetime. So you're going to have to decide if you want to be with them or not. Okay? All right. Let's clarify. I tell you, my nose is good until I start reading. I guess that's just one of my, everybody has symptoms when they channel. And I guess that's just one of mine. So your person sees you as their divine counterpart. You know you see them as the divine counterpart as well, because you had this show up earlier, right? And I told you, it's not only them coming. This person's going to be a part of your soul tribe, but you have other people coming as well. Like I told you, this is the time for you to you're going to start to surround yourself and have people come in that truly see who you are, Libra, that truly love you for who you are, and the ones that understand you, that truly understand you. That's what this is as well. This is about this person understanding you. Like I said, you and this person are going to click. That's what I hear in my head, a click. You're going to click with each other. Like I said, you're going to talk to each other. Even though you're from different backgrounds, you're different races, all these things, it doesn't matter. It's your soul. It's the soul recognition, the things that you've experienced. And like I said, you're going to come together and you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm telling you, it's going to be unbelievable when it happens. Okay. Then we've got perspective here. It says better off, happiness, clear headspace. So your person, you know, they're going through a perspective shift. They're looking at things. It's like the hangman. They're looking at things from a different perspective and letting, you know, taking those lessons and letting go of what doesn't serve them. Okay. All right. Let's pull, did I do cards for it? No, I did not. Okay. There your twin again. Toxic love will sting you. Oh God. And they look, and just looking for a good time. I told you they coming back, but they're coming back just to set you up and leave you there, so that they can get at you when they want to get at you. So let's pull some more cards. See, backstabbing, won't come in and backstab. Okay, so you and this person will have a busy lifestyle. You have a lot going on. And so, like I said, this is about you getting certain things off the ground so that you don't have to, you're not taking away from your relationship in order to focus on these things that you can focus on while you're in separation right now. Okay. So we have family echoes showing up here. It says the old family patterns may be playing out in your love life. Until those echoes are healed, they'll keep repeating through new faces. This is why we keep talking about healing. Okay. Because you have certain things in your mind about how relationships are supposed to go or how you're supposed to be treated. And if you don't fucking look at these things and fix them, I told you, Even your soulmate will come in and be crazy. Okay? I'm telling you. And it's not them. It's your energy. Like I tell you, when all these, look at all these cards. When all these cards come up, and some people be screaming in the damn, look at all them cards. And people be screaming in the damn comments, talk about some, oh, you reading the twins. I'm reading your energy. So if you gonna scream at anybody, you need to scream at your fucking self. Because I'm reading your energy. This ain't mine. It's not my energy. Okay? So if you don't like what's coming through, maybe there's a little bit. It's not only you, because it's time for this person to come back. Because a lot of you are about to come into union with your person, but it's also part of y'all haven't completely cut the person off, and then it, like I said, some of it you can't control, but some of it you can. So like I said, you got to look at how you feeling about the person. Because if you still angry, I tell y'all this, if you still angry, you still anxious, the person make you feel a certain type of way. If you don't feel nothing, indifference, then you got something you got to work on. And then the people that are screaming in the comments, them the people that really need to fucking heal themselves. Because I'm like, what you screaming in the comments about? Because I didn't tell them to come. I didn't say, hey, I'm getting ready to do a reading, you need to come on down. I didn't tell nobody none of that. Okay? I just picked up the damn cards, and this is what's happening. Okay? Like I said, because I'm looking at your energy, not mine. Okay, let's move forward. Okay, so the last placement we're going to look at talks about what's heartwarming. It says, what do you need to know for the future, and what positives will this person bring into your life moving forward? Okay, let's see what Spirit wants to say. All right, so we've got the Empress, Taurus, Libra energy, and we got the Page of Wands, fire sign, or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this person, you know, this is about both of you with the Empress card, standing in your power, knowing your worth. I feel like this person is going to mirror that. You're going to mirror that to them. They're going to mirror it back to you. Also with the Empress, it's about opening yourself up, being emotionally available, getting more in touch with your softer side. And I feel like that's going to be something that the two of you, you know, mirror to each other. Okay. Your person's going to come in with an open heart. That's why I told you they bending over backwards, jumping through hoops, doing all these things so that they can be as open as possible when they come towards you. And with the Page of Wands, it talks about the passion between the both of you. You know, this connection, I told you they're very curious about you, right? I told you how they got a lot of questions and things like that because they observe you a lot, right? So this person is, you know, they have a lot of passion. They're curious and they're excited to come together. And I feel like you're going to feel the same way when the two of you get into each other's energy. All right. Okay, let's clarify. Yeah, like I told you, they're going to be devoted. Okay. Look, they're your twin, unawakened. Okay, so this return, this is your soulmate returning. Because like I told you, it's a past life connection. So they're returning and they're coming in the energy of devotion. All right. Which is what you've always wanted, is what you've deserved, right? And then intimacy, right? A lot of bonding, a lot of sensual times, a lot of sexy times, a lot of confiding in each other, just talking. I feel like you and this person are gonna, quote unquote, get off on just talking to each other, okay? That it's not gonna just be the sexual, okay? It's gonna be the passion, you know, not just the passion, but the love. And the meeting of the minds, like, I feel like you're going to turn each other on mentally, too. It's like, it's going to be like some weird shit, okay? Because you're going to turn each other on mentally. You're going to be like, yeah, you know, we can talk about anything. This person is like my friend. You know, we can just go out and vibe with each other and have a good time with each other. And, it, you know, no matter what we do, if we hanging out at the house or we going out, and doing something, you know, that's just like my friend. It's like you know, that's what I like. That's what I like. It's like homie, love, a friend. It ain't just the sex and the love. It's other stuff too. It's like the friendship. Because I feel like if you can't fucking be friends with somebody, Houston, we have a problem, okay? And I feel like you and this person are just genuinely Libra gonna love, just like each other, okay? Not just the love, but the like, and respect each other, okay? All right, let's move forward. Make sure okay, hold on. Okay, so we got burned, wasting money, and boredom, losing interest. So that's your twin. We're going to throw them over there. So fifth dimensional lover. Like I said, you and this person are together in the 5D. This is the second time this card is coming up. Then we've got love being in your arms and kissing you. All right. So just like I said, just making out. You know, like trivial, like little trivial things like that used to excite you when you was like young, when you were younger, or like you were a little kid. Not making out, but you know what I mean. Like just, I don't know, reading and, you know, reading to each other and watching a show together or playing a game together or something like that. Just stuff like that. Just any little thing. Just the fact that you're together, I feel like is what going to be like a really big turn on to the both of you. Okay, so we got unspoken feelings. It says, you're not imagining the undercurrent. There's an emotional charge here that no one's fully naming yet. Then we have commitment issues. It says someone here is afraid to fully commit, whether they admit it or not. Emotional walls are high and avoidance is running the show. This is why, one of the reasons why as well, that you have to heal yourself, because you are not going to want to open yourself up. I don't give a fuck how good this person is to you, how they fucking treat you, how you fucking feel about them. If you don't heal your shit, you are going to be afraid to open up. Okay? All right. So let's get some messages from spirit. Then we're going to get some messages from your person. Okay? I don't know why I don't know, I feel the need to shuffle these cards even though I shuffled them off camera. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have Sky of Clarity, okay? It says, soar into the boundless sky of clarity where insights are as infinite as the azure expanses. So this is just, you know, about you finding your clarity. You gotta, you know, the more you can understand things about, come to an understanding about the things that happened in the past, the easier it's going to be for you to navigate, you know, into the present and into the future. Okay. Then we have gentle release. It says, let yourself surrender to the flow of life's mysterious current. So this is spirit telling you, let go and just let it flow. Okay. Then we have new worlds. It says there are many more things for you to discover. So don't give up. Okay. Look at that. You gotta, like I said, you're going to have a lot of adventures with this person. You and this person are going to be doing all kinds of stuff together. I feel like this person's going to push your boundaries and you're going to push theirs, but in a good way. Okay. Like opening up and opening up to, you know, things. I feel like that even though you have a lot in common, that you're both going to, you know, like things that you do that they don't do, you gonna turn them on to your stuff and they gonna turn you on to theirs like that. That's what I mean. Okay. Okay. Let's get some messages from your person. Okay. So we have lessons. Okay. It says there are still lessons I have to learn before I can be ready to be with you. Okay. Then we have trauma. It says I'm working through trauma so I can be whole for you. Okay. All right. Let's get some more messages. So like I told you, this person is taking this seriously. They know you're the one. They know that you're unlike anybody they've ever met or ever experienced before, and you're all they see. So they're saying they're gonna call or text you soon. You are their destiny. They have a confession to make. All these turned over. I won't ever stop loving you, and then my heart and my love belong to you. Okay. All right. We switch decks. Okay, we have, I see my future when I look into your eyes. You will always have a place in my heart. Yes, I do want to be with you. Okay. Okay, we have, you will see me in your dreams. We are finally coming into union. So like I said, for some of you, this person is right around the corner. No one else could hold the candle to you. And then I secretly watch you. We talked about that before. I tell you, person looking at you all the time. Okay, so let's get these romantic fairy oracle cards. I like these cards. I'm alive. Okay. Okay, so we have love language, gift giving, tokens of reciprocity hold cherished cherished memories. So tokens of reciprocity hold cherished memories. So this person, you know, is going to like to give you gifts, and you may like to do the same. Then we have bonding. It says, as you get to know each other, you discover many things in common. What I just told you, right? The intimacy card. So this says real feelings. You share true romantic feelings worth exploring. All right. Okay, Libra, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Libra.